Hare Krishna. So we're continuing this beautiful kirtan by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Dushta manatumi kishara Vaishnav. Oh wicked mind, what kind of Vaishnav are you? So we're continuing discussing this amazing glories of our Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, especially we just recently observed this Tirubhav festival, disappearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. And now, very soon is our Srila Gurudev's disappearance day coming. So I thought we'd finish this song, Dushta Manatumi Kishra Vaishnav, reading the translations and discussing them. Also talking about in general the principle of Sri Guru. Who is a Guru? Truly. Guru is a very fashionable term these days. Computer Guru, car Guru, coach, life coach, but spiritual life coach, are they true gurus? So actually this morning we were doing a class for our Krishna Prem Academy students, and in the mornings we generally learn a verse and discuss the verses. So we're discussing Guru Tattva. So there's a great verse that talks about the nature of a true guru, and I thought we'd talk about that also, that because it shows us more about the qualities and the nature of our Guru Varga, our Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our Srila Gurudev. Who are they? What is their special function? How do they help the living entities? So that's a very famous verse that those who are devotees in Krishna consciousness have all heard many times. Om Ajnana Timira Andasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So if you read the translation that's generally given, it's actually not a literal translation. They've changed what it's in the Sanskrit compared to what has been put in the English. And so it's actually very interesting that it's something, the proper direct translation is something that's you can see its connection to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, and I'll tell you about that. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, the Gaudiya Math is a hospital. Everyone who comes is coming and taking admission into the Gaudiya hospital to get freed of the material condition of life, which is symptomized by Ajnan, ignorance, avidya, the opposite of knowledge, the perverted reflection of knowledge. It appears it's a perverted reflection. So this is Maya. Maya, it seems like it's as it is, but it's really false. It seems real, but it's truly false. It's not as it is, it's false it is. So this is Maya. So Ajnan is the opposite of Gyan. Avidya is the opposite of Vidya, true knowledge. So it can appear actually very similar to real knowledge. That's the interesting thing. So what is Ajnan? Before we get to the later part, but in the general translation they say it's Guru is he who, with the torchlight of divine knowledge, leads out you could say the follower from the darkness of Maya with the torchlight of divine knowledge. So in the actual words, it's not directly saying torchlight of knowledge. It says, and I'll give you the direct translation and then we'll talk about what is Ajnan. The direct translation is Om Ajnana Timiri Andasya. Timiri means ignorance. Ajnana, deep, dark. Here, I'll give you the direct word for word. Timiri Andasya. Andasya means complete darkness. Timiri, I don't want to give you the wrong word, so I'm going to look up the exact synonym here for the exact translation for it. So timid is also darkness. Andasya, yes, is one who is blinded. Timida is darkness, and andasya means someone who is blind. Anda is someone who is blind, and andasya is someone who is blinded. So they are blinded by the darkness of ignorance. Ajnana, timida, andasya. So from that state, jnana, into knowledge, anjana. Anjana is an ointment. something you put on your eyes. So in Brahma Samhita, there's a famous verse, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. The saintly devotees are giving us the salve, the ointment of prem. So in this verse, it's the Gyan Anjana, the ointment of divine knowledge. And then the next word is very important. The next word is Shalakaya. Shalakaya. Shalakaya means it's a tool. It's referring to a medical instrument used to treat or remove cataracts. A cataract is a film that distorts vision or stops one from being able to properly see. Right? This is a cataract. So a shalakaya is the medical instrument used to remove that covering of ignorance from the eyes. So that is why Guru is described to be who's doing that Gyananjana Shalakaya. Gurudev is the Shalakaya. Gurudev's divine Vani instructions are the tool by which he removes the film of ignorance from our eyes that is keeping us in the darkness of avidya, ignorance. So he is Om Agyana Timiri Andasya, from darkness, Gyananjana Shalakaya. He's bringing us to light. Therefore we pray to him, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. To that Shri Gurudev, I offer my pranam. So even the word guru means heavy, that's one meaning, it's something that has a lot of gravity. It also means something that has an attraction quality. Why? Something that is heavy attracts other things. This is the basic idea of gravity. Sankarshan Shakti, Gurudev is called Sankarshan Shakti. He attracts. Gurudev attracts. So what do we learn about gravity? Something that has a lot more matter attracts that with lesser matter. Something that's very heavy. So Shri Guru is very heavy. He's therefore attracting everything to him. Why is that so? Because he is Shakshar Haritvena Samasta Sastre. The Shastras describe that because he is Krishna's messenger, Krishna's representative, then Krishna imbues him with all his transcendental qualities. Krishna says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, Acharyam mam vijhaniyam navamanyeta karhichit namartya buddha suyeta sarvadeva mayo guru. All of my qualities, all the demigods' qualities reside, all of our power resides within Shri Guru. Sarvadeva mayo guru. Therefore you should respect Guru and Acharya mam vijhaniyam. Know that the Acharya is myself. It's not that Guru is Krishna. It's that Krishna specifically empowers Guru, and therefore Guru attains the qualities like Krishna. Like if you take an iron rod and place it in a fire for a long time, it takes on all the qualities of fire. So Guru is like that. He is completely empowered by the Supreme Personality, Sri Krishna. Therefore he is able to do this fantastic work of taking the living entities out of darkness into light. So another meaning of Guru is from darkness to light. Guru is one verbal root for darkness, gu, dhatu, and ru is to light. So Guru, if someone says, what is a real Guru? Someone who brings you from darkness to light, that is Guru. So you can see this whole verse, Agyanatimidandasya, it's extrapolating the meaning of Guru. Guru is from darkness to light. The whole verse is talking about going from darkness to light. Agyanatimidandasya, Gyananjana Shalakaya. But how to do that? The darkness isn't something exterior. The darkness is an internal deficit. It's our own deficiency. That's why we are in avidya, in ignorance. It's very important that it's not that we blame Maya or we blame the external world for our fallen condition. We, our own eyes, are covered with the film of Timiri Andasya. We are blinded, Andasya, by the darkness of ignorance. Andasya, we are blinded, Timiri, in the darkness of Agyan, ignorance. And that is upon our own eyes. Swarup Brahm, Asat Trishna, Hriday Durvalya, and Aparad. These four anartas, impediments in the heart that are halting our spiritual progress, and also giving us something to overcome, in other words, to help us achieve something better. The obstacle is giving us something to achieve, to climb over, you could say. But those anarthas are the coverings over the true eyes of the soul. Swarup Brahm, mistaken identity. I think I am a man or woman in this world. I am this body, these senses are my property, and I'll enjoy in the world through them. Now the original problem is, there's many gurus who teach you agyan. There's many gurus who teach you ignorance, not gyan, knowledge. Most gurus in the world are teaching you to become more in the darkness of ignorance. So our Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, our Srila Gurudev, they're doing the opposite, the real function of Sri Guru. Most gurus you'll find there, they're doing Om Jnana Timirandasya. Oh, they are putting you further into the darkness of ignorance. They are increasing your blinded condition. They are increasing the layers of your cataract. Because they are not true doctors who are able to give you self-realization. So that's why I was saying in the beginning, sometimes agyan seems similar to gyan. And so most of the gurus who are counterfeit gurus, counterfeit money appears similar to real money. Counterfeit money, they try to make it look very similar to real money. That's how it has value. That's how you can use it and cheat people with it, because it's very similar to the real thing. But that also means that there is a real thing, because without real money, there would be no counterfeit currency. Counterfeit currency could not exist without the real currency. So fake gurus cannot exist without the real gurus. But what are the fake gurus doing? They're peddling a very similar thing. It looks externally like the same thing. The counterfeit spiritual teachings even appear very similar to the real teachings. But there's one deep thing that's different, that's very important, that spoils everything. And Chaitanya Charitamrita defines what is agyan. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the beginning. Agyan tamira nam kahiya kaitava dharma artha kama moksha vansha adishab. The Chaitanya Charitamrita is further explaining the Srimad Bhagavatam, which begins with the same idea of gurus who are teaching agyan. Gurus who are teaching us to become further in Maya, further in ignorance. They're further enhancing our false conception of self, our false ego. Whether they are in Mayavad, that you are God, impersonalists, or whether they are teaching you how to be a greater materialist, enjoy more, be wealthier, all these personalities are making you further into Maya. Agyana timirandasya, they are making you more anda, more blind. Prahlad Maharaj talks about this also. Andaya tander upagiyamanas tepishya tantriyam upagandik bada. They are blind men leading the blind men into a ditch and causing them to suffer. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Agyan tamira nam kahiya kaitava. What is this agyan? This agyan is cheating religion, not real religion. It appears very similar. Oh, what is cheating religion? What is real religion? People may say, oh, we're criticizing other religions. They're cheating religions. No. Every religion has the true essence in it. But over time, people peddle it, because ultimately it's another thing that we have to know. It's not because it's the teacher's fault. The disciples who want the fake thing, the false thing, then they're giving them what they want. You want what is fake, what enhances your ego, what makes you think I am God, then they give it to you. If you didn't want it, they wouldn't be able to sell it to you. So they give you that thing, but kaitava, what is it? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, vancha, arishab. Dharma first. Most of the dharma, so-called dharma in this world, is only cheating religion. This is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. Why? What does Krishna say? The conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityaja. Give up all these false dharmas. Bodily dharma, worldly dharma, material nationalism, patriotism, family devotion, all these material naimatika dharmas, temporary coverings of the soul, false dharmas. In the Jaiva Dharma it also talks about this. What is the false dharma? What is the real dharma? All these things must be given up if you want to really approach spiritual life. And if you want a real guru, you have to find a guru who tells you all these things must be given up. Anyone who's teaching you material religiosity, they're a false guru. Or worship God for your own, bettering your own material position, and they're a false guru. Agyana tamira nam kahiya kaitava dharma artha kama moksha vancha adi. It's all cheating. Even to tell you that I can give you liberation, this is also a cheating religion. This is agyan tamira naam. This is agyan. It looks like gyan, but it's agyan. And so real guru is removing that cataract, because when you have a cataract, you can still see something, but it's all distorted. It's all perverted. So real guru is doing the opposite. Shalaka is removing that ignorance. Srimad Bhagavatam, what does it say? The very introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastava matra vastu shivadam tatrotara muladham Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite King Vaparirishvara Sadhyo Hridya Varudyate Kritibi Shushrushabi Tatshanat. Listen, listen, Shushrubi. If you listen carefully, immediately at once, God will appear in your heart. If you really listen, there's so many stories in the Bhagavatam. Those who really listened for 7 days, immediately they were liberated, even ghosts. But many other people there, only following Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, then they were all cheated by themselves. They were all cheated because they took the false thing. Shreya Shritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho Klishantiye Kevala Bodha Labdaye. It looks like the real thing. It has like the example is given of grains. You take a wheat or a rice grain, and it looks outside, everything is there, but the kernel of truth is gone. The grain is gone, only the husk remains, and then most of the people and most of the gurus, they're teaching you, beat the husk, beat the husk, beat the husk. And so day and night, their whole lives, they're beating the husk, beating the husk, beating the husk, but they don't get anything. Shreya Shritim Bhakti Mudasyate Vibho. We're doing bhakti. Oh, Haribol, doing kirtan. But why? Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada is saying, oh, what is the kirtan for? Only Kanaka Kamini Pratishta Bhagini. We're doing kirtan for wealth, women, men, prestige, followers, temples. Then this is all agyan tamiranam. This is all ignorance. There's no bhakti there. No even gyan there. It's just the cataract of knowledge. Therefore we say, the problem is not outside, the problem is inside. Agyan tamira andasya is not Maya. The agyan tamira andasya is my own faulty perception, my own ignorance, my own false ego that has to be cleansed. Therefore a guru who is in himself under false ego, himself in Maya, how can he help me remove my false ego? The guru is himself only doing everything for his own name, fame and prestige, wealth, women, followers. So how can he help me? Srimad Bhagavatam says the same thing. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, all say the same thing. Dharma projita kaitavo. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavatam says, Dharma projita kaitava. Almost all of them are all cheating. The first three words. Dharma projita kaitava. They're all cheating. What is not cheating? Nirmat saranam satam. The real sadhu is not cheating you. But the real sadhu is shalakaya. They have a medical instrument with which they're going to forcefully remove the cataract of ignorance. So that's why you'll see two lines, real guru and false guru. False guru has millions of followers. Real guru, few followers. Real guru can have many followers also, but it's very rare. Generally they hide, Great acharya sometimes many followers. But most of the time you can find false gurus, tens of millions of followers. And they're all getting in line for poison. And they want that poison. Agyan tamiranam. Give me that. Cheat me. In this world, there are cheaters and there are cheated. And the cheaters are selling to the cheated. And both of them are complicit. And very rare are those who are giving the true spiritual knowledge and those who are seeking the true spiritual knowledge, who are really seeking the essence of spiritual life. So our Guru Varga are giving that essence. Dharma projita kaitavo nirmat saranam satam. They're giving the completely spotlessly pure thing. And we'll end quickly about what is that true bhakti? What is true spiritual life? We have to realize I am not at the center of existence. I am not the enjoyer. Everything is not meant to serve me. I am meant to serve the whole. I am meant to be, my eternal nature is to be a servant. Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das, Krishnera Tatashta Shakti Bed Abed Prakash. What is my true nature? My true nature is that I am a servant. I am meant to serve. In this world, we don't want to serve, but we are bound to serve, and we are serving our own desires, but we actually are only serving our own senses. Our senses are not our soul. We're working so hard day and night. Why? To satisfy our senses, to enjoy in this world. That's serving something. So you're either serving Maya, ignorance, Agyan, or you're serving Sri Krishna, Supreme Personality. So the true nature of the soul is Seva Dharma. Seva Parama Dharma. Even in religious organizations, most people are looking, how can it serve me? Not how can I serve the true Dharma. How much can I extract? How much can I take? Not how much can I give. Krishna wants to give us everything. Guru wants to give us everything. But they also want to see how much responsibility are you ready to take for Guru Seva. Without that, everything is just cheating. So, Sri Krishna is the center. Krishna is the transcendental sun. We're all meant to serve that transcendental sun of divine love. That is our true nature. Krishnera tatashta shakti beda bed prakash. We are one with and different from him. But when we serve Sri Krishna, when we learn to serve him in a loving relationship with him, then we are completed. Without that, we're always going to be divorced from the true reality of the soul. We're always going to be far away, and we're always going to be searching after Agyan, searching after the mirage of material happiness. So this is what our acharyas are coming to give us. To be truly happy, you have to realize, you have to learn to serve something, putting more importance to that than to your own needs, to your own ends. And then you can be happy. As long as you're only thinking about myself, 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 me, 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 how are you going to be happy? Once you start to serve, learn how to serve. Sanatan Dharma is Seva. Seva Parama Dharma. Seva is the topmost Dharma. We want to learn how to serve the highest. But to serve the highest, what does Krishna teach us? Oh, you are my devotee, you are not my devotee. You are my devotee's devotee? Okay, you are my devotee. Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasanu Dasa. I want to be the servant of the servant of the servant of Sri Krishna, the beloved of the gopis. This is the sloka that Mahaprabhu gave. Mahaprabhu said, this is who you are. You are not a Brahmin, Naham Bipro, na Varsha, Nabi Vaidyo, na Shudra. You are not a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. You're not in any material class. You're not a Brahmachari, Grahasta, Sannyasi, Vanaprastha. You're none of these things. You're only Kintu, Prodyan, Nikila, Paramartha, Upaman, Gopi Bhartu Padakamalyo Dahasa. You're only the servant of the servant of the servant. Mahaprabhu quoted these two verses so many times. One more. Tad Britya Britya Paricharaka Britya Britya Britasya Timam Smara Lokanatha. O Krishna, please make me the servant of your servant, of your servant, of your servant, 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 servant. Tad Britya Brityasya Itimam. Tad Britya Brityas Paricharaka Britya Britya Brityasya Timam Smara Lokanatha. O Krishna, make me the servant to the 10th power. Make me the last one. I just want to serve you. Then I understand. In that service, there's all bliss. Seva Ananda. Seva gives bliss. Seva gives Sevananda, Premananda are the same thing. Premananda is Sevananda. Sevananda is Premananda. If you're truly serving with no material motive, this is bhakti. Bhakti means anyaya bilashta shunyam, nothing else but Krishna, but anukulyena Krishna anushlam, only for Krishna's pleasure, happiness, only what is favorable to Gurudev, nothing for myself. The gopis don't think, oh, what is in it for me? I'm serving, what am I getting out of it? Guru and Vaishnava, Haridas Thakur, he said, take me to hell. Send me to hell. But liberate everyone else, give me all their sins. Means no selfish motive. Only seva. And that seva gives the topmost bliss. That Sevananda is Premananda, that Premananda is Harinamananda. Harinamananda is only serving Harinam. So this is our dharma. Our dharma is seva. But not just, again, then we say, okay, I'm doing seva, I'm serving Manav seva. No, Jive Doya Krishna Nam Sarva Dharmasar. Jive Doya, I am helping the living entities. I am compassionate towards the living entities. It's not Manav seva. It's not service to man, it's service to Krishna. And by serving Krishna, I will help everyone by Krishna Nam Sarva Dharmasar, teaching that Krishna Nam is the essence of everything. How many gurus are there, big popular gurus, who say, chant Krishna Nam. Krishna Nam is the essence of everything. Chant the Lord's holy names. Like I was saying, all religions will teach you, love God. Chant God's names in the Quran, in the Bible, in all the Hindu scriptures, in all the other Sikh scriptures. They all will say, you'll find it there. Love God, chant God's names. But many people preach, oh, worship God for your own material situation to get better, worship God to do this, worship God for this, worship the Devi Devatas for this, worship Ganesh for that, Indra for that, Hanuman for that, Shakti for that, Shivji for that, Kartikeya for that, Ganapati for that, Hanuman for that. At the end, you are making God out to be a businessman. You do some worship him, and you think God is a capitalist, that you worship him and he gives you some kind of material result. So this is all ignorance. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur therefore spoke uncompromising truth, saying, even kirtan, matsarata vase tumi jara rase, majecho chadio kirtana sustav, tai dushtama nirjan bhajan pracharicho chale kuyogi vyaivav. Under the control of envy, you have drowned yourself in mundane ras. By renouncing the sublime beauty of kirtan, therefore, O wicked mind, you fraudulently propagate solitary bhajan, which is the useless wealth of a false renunciant. We'll keep going. Prabhu sanatan paramajatane shiksha dilo jaha chinta sheshab she duti kato bulo na sarvata uchai sware koro harinamarav falgu ara yukta baddha ara mukta kabu nava viho eka karashab. Two very important things Mahaprabhu taught here. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada is teaching that Mahaprabhu gave Sanatana Goswami two very important instructions. Falgu arayukta, baddha aramukta. Always know the difference between false renunciation and appropriate renunciation, between the conditioned soul and between the liberated soul. If you don't get this right, then your spiritual life is going to be in shambles. False renunciation, over renunciation, dry renunciation, monkey renunciation, all these things are going to make you stray from the true path. Appropriate renunciation. And who is Baddhajiv, who is Muktajiv? Who is the true liberated soul, the true pure devotee? Who is just someone trying to progress in spiritual life, a good sadhaka hopefully, but still Baddha? Always know the difference between these two things. Kanaka kamini pratishta bhagini charya chajar shetu vaishnav se anashakta she shuddha bhakta sangsar tataipar parabhav. That person for whom wealth, women, and the tigress of prestige have given up is indeed a Vaishnav. Such a person is a detached, pure devotee before whom material existence accepts defeat. Samsartatai pai parabhav. So we'll stop here. We'll do another kirtan. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki, Jai Srila Gurudeva ki.